All right, so this is the cooking setup. I have a nylon bag that I found by the side of the road. I don't know what it was originally. I don't think I did any sewing, but I definitely burnt the edges so it wouldn't keep fraying, and that holds the entire pot. Pot is a titanium evernew 0.9 liter or 1 liter pot. I think it's 0.9, but I'm not sure. It's in a cozy that I made by, in this case, sewing. I have taped them in the past, but this is, you just find those reflective windscreens that people lose from their car windows, and then you can form it into a shape. This one doesn't look like, sometimes I've made a circle and then had a, so yeah, here, let me just show you. This is what it looks like now, if it will focus. So this is all one piece. In the past I've made two pieces with a circle and then sewn the circle in. This one I just had a tube with all these ends sticking off and then trimmed them and then folded them in and then sewed that together. And there's a little slot for the handles. The point of the cozy is when it's hot, you can hold your pot without burning yourself. And if you have heated up water and don't want to keep burning your fire, you take your pot off the fire or the stove and stick it in there, and then wrap your pot in a bunch of insulating material like a down quilt or down jacket, whatever, just to let it sit in the heat longer, and it will slowly cook. So that's the point of the cozy. When I've been camping with other people, they've definitely made the mistake of sticking the pot on the fire when it's still in the cozy, and then I've had to make a new cozy, so don't do that. This is, we'll get to those later. Let's talk about the wood burning setup. I wrap it all in plastic because it's made out of steel, which is always rusting, and if you don't have it wrapped in plastic and you store it inside your pot, you'll have rusting pieces of your stove getting in your pot, which you have to wash out. I mean, you should wash it out anyways, but it's definitely decaying. This is an Ikea cutlery caddy. It was, I mean, you can get them most places in the world, I guess. And then I use tin snips with this one. If you have tin snips, you can just cut into the holes and then cut these shapes out. And obviously you're not going to sit it on your plastic to cook, but you're going to clear out some area around you that of stuff so that it will not burn. So here you'd have to, do something like this. Especially if you're in a super fire prone area, you have to be even more careful. And if it's super windy, you also have to be even more careful, or just don't even do it. So somewhere, here are the stakes. I used to use titanium stakes, but the titanium stakes, and I guess it's hard to see, so I'll just put it back on the plastic. The titanium stakes actually bend in the fire. So these ones are heavier, but they don't bend as much. I go through the holes in here. I'm not going to build a fire. There's other places on the channel you can see it with a fire. This is what it looks like. And I used to use the fancy Bush Buddy ones, but they wear out, and this I can make myself, so that's it. This is just a tuna can, or whatever, chicken can, or dolma can, but you have to find one that has a rim on the bottom and the top. And then I usually have a metal knife. Right now I only have a ceramic one, not by planning, it's just how it worked out, so that when this wears out, I can punch these holes with the metal knife. So I take the dolma can, I remove the top and the bottom using my P38, or just another can opener. Then I find a round tree branch, stick this on the round tree branch, and then take the knife and just push it through to make these holes. So this is called a stein if you're working with the old Bush Buddy system. They call it a stein, and that was what would wear out first on that piece of gear. So I was trying to figure out how to make my own stein, and this is what I came up with, and then I just ended up making the entire bottom part of the stove as well. So that's it. And then you can build your fire in there. You can stuff this whole thing full of burnable stuff. You can light your candle and put it at the bottom, and it will burn nicely if everything's dry, and if you have the right, small stuff at the bottom and then bigger stuff on top. So that's the wood burning setup. And then I also carry old lasagna pans or what have you. This is the new one I found, only used once, and you bend these out. So that gives you some wind protection. I'm still carrying around these older ones that were much bigger. So at any rate, you just find sheets of aluminum, and then you can use them as your windscreen, which will definitely improve your cooking time if there's any wind at all, or even if there's not any wind, it will help. There are certainly some situations I've been in where it's so windy that without significant wind protection, you basically would have no fire. That's not much fun, but sometimes it happens. All right, so now for the gas burning setup. With the gas burning that I'm using now, I would be using the threaded canisters. This is a fancy, MSR Whisperlight. No, not Whisperlight. Pocket Rocket Deluxe or something, which has a built-in sparker. So you can screw on your canister on the bottom, and this will sit there, and then you press this once you've opened the valve, and it's supposed to light. If it doesn't, then, well, I guess you have a lighter. That's it. And it fits right in the top of the PAX stove. So that's one reason I like this one. The 361 that I got in Australia was also good and actually seemed to simmer better than this. Had a better regulation here on the valve, but it's just a little bit heavier, and it didn't fit as well packing. And I always store this with this end down, so it's less likely to get dirt in it. And recently, even though I haven't used it yet, I got an adapter which adds more weight, but I got it. So I have this adapter here from Amazon, from, what is it? Only Fire, actually. This one lets me adapt another type of canister into a threaded type canister, because a lot of times it's easier to find those canisters, the unthreaded canisters. So I got this just to be able to do that, but have not used it yet, so maybe it wasn't necessary. And that is pretty much the cooking setup.